This episode originally aired on April 4th, 2024, and since the Diddy arrest last week, we thought we would put this out again for anyone that missed it the first time.
Welcome to Rewind Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Lori. I'm Kelly.
So we're going to talk about
Diddy.
their nasty, nasty puffer daddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs.
I mean, I got to be honest. I was always a fan.
Let me just say this. Maybe we're going to put out a content warning.
Yeah.
So there's
It's all alleged.
This is alleged, and there's a lot of graphic sexual
Yes.
assault and abuse nature
Yes.
things that we're going to be discussing.
Yes.
So just I'm going to put that content warning out there.
Yep.
So the timeline starts with November 16th, 2023. Diddy's ex, Cassie, accuses him of rape, sex trafficking, and domestic violence in a lawsuit.
I think it's Cassie.
Okay, Cassie.
Yeah.
Cassie. She's beautiful, by the way.
Of course.
And then the very next day, on November 17th, the lawsuit is settled. She was seeking $30 million on the 16th.
Now,
On the 17th, 24 hours later, case is settled.
something was expiring. You know that.
Yes, your claims had to be in by Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
was a statute
Some
of limitations.
Statute of
Yes.
limitations.
Was
Okay.
expiring.
Yes, was
Okay.
expiring. Yes.
So that I did not know.
Yep.
Okay. So that's that timeline.
Which is why they settled so quickly.
Well, they settled so quickly.
Yeah, they settled so quickly because she called his bluff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
And
didn't think that she was gonna go through, and she was like, "No,
Right. Her timing of filing, though, was
absolutely." Well, she had to do it quick, but
That's why she did her filing.
Right.
But
he
he settled
settled next-
quickly
yeah,
because
because
he's
he
like,
was-
30 million.
Right.
I got to do what I
Yeah.
got to do. Right.
him.
Then on November 23rd, 2023, Diddy is accused of sexual assault by another woman. Then on November 23rd, Diddy faces a third sexual assault lawsuit. So that's 3. From the 16th to the 23rd, that's 3
Is the third,
accusations.
Rodney, Lil Rod Jones.
yes,
That could be that one, yes.
he's produced.
Then on November 28th, Diddy temporarily steps aside as the Revolt chairman of the Revolt.
Yep.
December 6, 2023, Diddy is accused of sex trafficking and gang rape by a 4th woman. So that is less than a month. 4 times. 4 major accusations. Then on the same day, Diddy speaks out about the sexual assault allegations. Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I've sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Yeah, because you're a creep, and they're done with it. They're finally going to speak their truth. Then on February 26, 2024, Diddy is accused of sexual assault. Oh no, this is by
This is the
record producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a former producer and videographer for Diddy. He filed a lawsuit in New York federal court alleging that the rapper previously sexually harassed, drugged, and threatened him while he was working with Combs on his recent Love album from September of 2022 to November of 2023. He's also seeking $30 million in damages. And then on March 25th, 2024, Diddy's home is raided, both homes, LA and Miami, by federal agents. So that's kind of the
That
brief
time.
timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, I have many other notes, but I just kind of wanted to give us no,
Yeah. I'm glad you did that because I've been listening to podcasts.
yeah,
I've been doing research, YouTube,
yeah.
and I'm like, there's just so much.
So I really never knew much about him, but he actually owns a lot of stuff.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So he has this Combs Global.
Mhm.
This is a parent company. And he did own some of these
Charter school?
preparatory charter schools. He had a partnership with them, and they pulled it. They pulled their partnership with him. And This is kind of interesting. I have up here his logo from his Love
Yeah,
record.
that's quite interesting, that logo.
Yes, it is. So
It
everyone's
looks like a
curious.
penis being inserted into a behind.
Yes. So I thought that was something else.
Mm-hmm.
This is another business he's in. It's a thing called Our Fair Share. So it's helping the Black community get
Loans.
and stuff from COVID.
Yeah, the PPE.
Also, here's Revolt Media, which he previously did own, but like Wendy said, he got rid of that.
Side.
He
Yeah,
got
Bad
the-
Boy was always his.
Bad
Bad Boy Entertainment. Yep.
He owns this Aqua Hydrate.
Now, does he own this, or is he
He
just
owns it.
he owns it? Okay, because I know like Ciroc, he used to push Ciroc. He was on an episode of Entourage talking about Ciroc.
So I have something about that.
Owns-
In 2022, he filed a suit against the owners of Ciroc. They settled in 2024. Ciroc and the other
These are under his liquor brands.
well, they're not his anymore. He filed a lawsuit that they were discriminating against him, and they settled. And now that I can't remember the guy's name, and for some reason I don't have it here in my notes. The owner who he was suing owns it completely now. Diddy has nothing to do with it, so
Yes,
he's
and
totally
had-
out of it.
De Leon is what they were alleging that he was spiking with ecstasy to girls who were under 16.
right. So that
Yeah,
was
Alleging.
supposedly his other company.
Yes.
So now he also has this, the Nile List. It's all these Black-owned brands. So it's like an online e-commerce platform. So it has this Rec Philly.
What's that?
It is a tech-enabled social club offering digital and physical hub for media creators. And it's in Philadelphia. It has expanded to Miami with other locations on the way. So it's like a center for people who do social media creators.
Okay.
So those are
I
the
mean,
things
he's definitely got his hands in a lot of different things because of opportunities that have, been
absolutely.
offered to him.
He also has a very large stake in this Cresco Labs
Now, what's that?
marijuana.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks like a weed thing.
Yep, it's marijuana.
Yeah.
And the Cresco Labs has 8 brands that sell out of Cresco Labs. So it's
He's a big player.
He's a mogul.
He's a big player. I mean, some of the things that I saw, J-Lo in her 2024 documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, she spoke about a past abusive relationship, and fans have speculated that she was referring to Combs. There were people in my life who said I love you and then didn't do things that were kind of in line with the word love, being thrown around and manhandled like it's not fun, Lopez said in the documentary, without naming which ex she was referring to. So, I mean, I definitely can see that happening to J-Lo when she was with him.
Well, there's also allegations that she carried the gun into the club the night that the rapper Shine got shot.
Right. There's also
If
allegations.
you want us to go point fingers, J-Lo.
There's also allegations that the cleanup people for Diddy were there when Michael Jackson. Diddy's head of security was the same head of security for Michael Jackson the night Michael Jackson died.
yes.
And
Now, how crazy is that?
Pretty crazy.
And the person who was the security person was very, very, very young.
Very young.
There's no way he
Right.
worked up to
Right.
this position.
He had just graduated
Yeah.
from college with a degree in marketing, and now he's the head of security for Michael Jackson. How many years ago?
right.
And now he is the head of security for Combs. Supposedly, however this connection works, this person or persons, because I don't really think it's really one person, I
No.
think it's a conglomerate,
Right.
has very high connections in the police department or the legal system. I think it's kind of whole like the Tom Girardi situation,
Mhm.
where it goes very high up into the courts.
Well, I believe that this whole situation is rampant. It is widespread. And I think he's probably like number 5, 6 on the totem pole.
For sure.
That's
That's
what-
why that Ethiopia, the head of the one record label, gave him up. She gave everything up because she was like, the fuck, I'm going down. And she would have gone down because she knew everything.
Yep.
I mean, it's alleged that, this is bigger than Epstein. This is bigger than Epstein.
Well, I have.
It's definitely, and I think that
I
they're
think
tied.
exactly. That's what I was just going to say. It's got to be
Absolutely
connected. It's got to be connected.
Yeah.
And there's so many other people that have to be involved in all of this. I mean, Usher, I saw Usher, an interview he did with Howard Stern. I don't know when the interview took place, but
Oh, I read that.
I
It was
did not realize.
a long time ago.
Okay, so Usher was 14 years old. I don't know if Diddy discovered him. I don't know how Usher wound up, but Usher's parents dropped him off at Diddy's house and was like, peace.
Yes.
And
Same thing with Justin Bieber.
Told, yes, because
Justin Bieber.
Usher discovered Justin Bieber and brought him in. Usher was going to clubs, and he said, I saw grown women doing things that I was not ready to see.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Who leaves their 14-year-old son in the hands of a man you don't know? You don't know. All you know is he's a successful music producer. Okay. Who gives a shit? That's a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah. It's crazy town.
It's crazy town.
Yep. So, also too, like think about when we were 24, all right?
Yeah.
When we were
Good point.
24,
Yeah.
but being kind of having freaky deaky goings on and being gay was not totally out there. And I think that he's had issues for a long time.
Well, it seemed
And I
as
think he
if
has
this.
dysfunctional relationship with his mother also.
It seems as if this goes back to Clive Davis.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say.
So Clive Davis,
Michael Jackson.
Yes. So
right.
Michael. Yeah.
And so Clive Davis wasn't necessarily Puff's mentor. There was somebody else in the middle, and then that person became Puff's mentor. But Clive Davis gave Puff like a big role right out of college.
That's why I'm saying he was 24.
Uh-huh.
So you have somebody who's 24 who has probably sexual proclivities already, and you put him in that kind of environment.
Yeah.
Now, so the whole premise of everything is that he's a procurer.
Yeah.
So he procures girls.
You call him a procurer. I call him a predator.
Absolutely.
Same.
But I'm just saying,
He is a predator.
absolutely he's a predator. But I'm saying his job in the food chain is he is a procurer. So it's his job to have these parties, to get underage girls,
Under
boys,
16.
whoever,
Fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting.
tape
Who
it.
looks at a 15? What grown man looks at a 15-year-old girl and is like, hey,
But it's not just girls.
Disgusting.
It's not just
You're right.
girls.
You're
It's
right.
not just girls.
You're right.
So what
Right.
the whole premise of everything is, I believe, is sexual blackmail.
Yes.
Because, and it's interesting that Clive Davis was his,
Is he still alive, by the way?
I believe so,
I don't know.
So where's
his mentor. Because
Can you Google that? If Clive Davis is still alive? Because I don't know.
Siri, is Clive Davis still alive?
Well, listen. Oh, shit.
There you
Still
go.
alive. So where are you, Clive? Like, don't you want to say anything right now?
So what is he going to say?
Well, you know what? He'll deem himself unfit.
Except,
You like the older. So this is
Nothing's going to happen to that guy.
no, it's not.
So this is the deal. So Clive Davis was gay
Yes. He came out as bisexual at some point in his life.
and Jewish. Now, I'm bringing up Jewish because everything goes back to J.F. Hoover, 40 years. Okay? He was the head of FBI. And the story out there is that Meyer Lansky, who is the Jewish Bob Jewish mob boss,
Mm-hmm.
that he was almost the inventor of this sexual blackmail. And supposedly it all started with J.F. Hoover. Because
You did a deep.
yeah, there was supposedly a photo of Hoover with his boyfriend that he was gay.
Okay.
So it's kind of been
Yeah, it's
that's the connotation that it's been brought down the line.
Sure.
It's started
Yeah.
started by
Seriously.
a Jewish mob boss, and now Clive Davis was Jewish. So it's something. It even goes back even further than that, and you can go really deep into
Yeah,
some other stuff
yeah,
that I'll tell you about when we get to it. But I think it's very big. I think it's very deep.
Well,
I think it's
this
absolutely
woman,
disgusting.
Cassie, must have had a lot of receipts. And this Rodney, Little Rod Jones and Puff's team can say all they want. It's bullshit. But he's claiming that he was harassed,
Yep.
that he was drugged, he was groped, he was touched. He woke up naked with 2 sex workers and Diddy. He was promised Grammys, to record labels, access to record label executives. Puff threatened him and said, I'll kill my own fucking mother if you don't do this. He said he'd kill his own mother, allegedly. He allegedly said he would kill his own mother.
Why?
He promised him money. He promised him his home on Star Island.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is some shit.
I've also seen stuff where there actually had supposedly, allegedly, had witnesses that saw Puff Daddy smack his own mother right in the face, right in front of everybody. So I think I think he's a highly dysfunctional individual.
Yes, probably because of what, I mean, and I'm not making any excuses or defending him, but
No.
if he, listen, what did Cat Williams say?
Listen, my boy Cat Williams has been spouting this.
That comedian said,
I'm
no longer working in Hollywood because basically I won't suck dick and I won't,
So that's supposedly the MO.
Yeah.
Supposedly the MO is he invites you to a party.
Hmm.
You're an upcoming emerging artist.
Yeah.
You go. He drugs your drink. You end up waking up with a sore ass.
Yeah.
Have no idea what's going on. He brings you in and says, "We're ready to sign. This is the contract," and the contract fucking sucks.
And there's probably video of you doing that.
And then he says, "Well, let me just roll the tape."
Right.
Rolls the tape. The person watches it. They're like, "Oh fuck!" They sign the contract.
They got to sign whatever the fuck he puts in front of them.
So that is the premise of the whole Megillah.
Mhm.
So I think it was highly suspect that his jet left California, stopped in Miami, then went to Antigua. Diddy wasn't on it.
He wasn't on it.
Who was on it and what was on it?
When did that happen?
Because TMZ reported, this is what happened.
Like recently, like after the lawsuits?
After the raid. So on Monday,
Right.
though, but on Monday, he was seen in Miami walking around.
Yes.
Right.
And somebody was arrested trying to get
His
on
mule.
his mule. His drug mule was arrested trying to get onto his private jet in Miami. I don't have his
So what
name.
happened?
Yeah.
What happened is that all this stuff started to go down.
Yes.
TMZ reports that they have spotted his plane, and there's a picture of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in Antigua.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was like, "Oh shit, flew the coot."
He's gone.
But then after that, TMZ has to retract and say,
No, we saw him in
"Saw
Miami.
him in Miami. He was not on that plane." But who's on that plane? And what's on that plane?
They just sent the plane to make it look like he left.
No.
How about his son being involved in all this?
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, I don't know. Did you see that video where he's standing behind this girl and she's like, she's a white girl and she's saying that, or
Oh, that young girl.
and he
Was
keeps saying your last name.
And they showed I'm gonna find that post. The one that I saw, they showed a post of a girl who's been missing, and a photo regeneration of her, and she looks
Yes.
exactly like this girl. That
Yes.
This video resurfaced.
And
It's
she's saying,
horrible.
he's standing behind her. She's saying, my name is whatever her name is. And he goes, and she goes, Combs, because he adopted me. He adopted me. and now she's missing.
Oh my gosh.
It's madness. It's absolute
Yeah.
madness.
Yeah.
I think if we knew the half
We never will.
of all the goings on,
We never will.
and so
What's amazing to me is that this man is 54 years old. 54 years old. And this is just coming out now.
now,
Well, look,
How
Clive
does-
Davis is 91 and he did all this shit too. He must have done all this shit too. Did you hear that Tiffany Red? I don't know if she's a songwriter. I don't know if she's a rapper, but she's suing him too. And she wrote songs for Cassie, his ex, that she never got paid for. So she's suing him too. But she had a lot to say. And there was another woman, and I was thinking I was going to put this all together tonight.
I know.
And
There was a
when I-
lot.
when
There was so much stuff.
Another woman
So much
who
stuff.
was talking about a corporation that involved 5 people, Puff being one, and Kim Porter. Let's talk about Kim Porter, her being another one. She's his ex that he had children with, who died suddenly of
Right.
pneumonia.
Right.
And nobody ever investigated that. However, there were 3 other people involved in this corporation. They're all dead. Puff is the only one still alive in this corporation. Kim Porter's dead, and the other 3, and I can't remember their names. But this woman said they all died of heart attacks. She's like, and there is this is all alleged. There is a poison you can give to somebody where they're.
there's all kinds of all
Exactly.
kinds of ways to
And
make
she
stuff
said
happen.
the thing that these 4 other people had in common, they were all getting ready to write books. They were all getting ready to write tell-all books. And they're all dead.
Now I have
Except Puff.
right.
And supposedly Little Kim has a lot to say about this too.
Who the fuck is she? She was there. Usher said Lil Kim was there. Biggie was there. Where's Lil
Well,
Kim?
Biggie's dead.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But
If
listen,
she was there. Where is she?
I think, listen, I know, I've heard she's got a lot to say, but I'd be afraid. I mean, look, like you just said, all
Right.
these people are dead.
Right.
All these people are
Right.
dead. I mean,
Right.
Michael Jackson is dead. And honestly, I have been a Michael Jackson fan for a long time.
I never believed the stuff about
I never believed it either. He loved children. He was a giant child
I
himself.
honestly don't want to believe it. I think his parents fucked him up something.
I do too, but I honestly think, like, now the more I hear about this, he knew something.
He knew sure.
He knew something. So they had to get rid of him. They had to get rid of him.
So
It breaks my heart that
we just
you know.
talked last.
Mm.
We talked about Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And,
Quiet on the set.
and I think that everybody's gonna think I'm nuts, but I don't care because this is what I really, honest to God, truly believe.
Say it.
And it sounds kooky, but it is what it is.
You're our kooky host.
I believe, like I always say, there's black and white, 50-50, good and evil. I believe that there are a lot of people who are highly successful, very wealthy, and they got there because they have been given gifts, opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a lot of them do have talent, but I think that God can bless you, and I think the devil can make things happen also.
Mm.
So I really think that there are a lot of very successful, wealthy people who have gotten there. I believe that they have a demonic correlation. I believe that that's just what I believe.
Listen, and they will get their just dues in the end. Like,
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's what we believe,
Absolutely.
too.
yeah.
The
It's
point of
sad
the
that
matter is
all these other people are their victims.
Exactly.
the point of the matter
So,
is that if you are involved in something like that, if you are involved in anything that's demonic, it's not like the devil says, oh, here's this. You can just have it. It's all good. I'm going to bless you with it.
No.
No. There's always back end.
There's
And that
things
back
attached.
end is usually continuous.
Right.
So when we talked about Nickelodeon, what is the purest form of being on our planet?
Children.
So to me, it totally makes sense that if you can take away somebody's free will, that gives you energy.
Hmm.
And if you are somebody who gets your energy from exploiting other people, to me, that's a continuous circle of evil.
Right.
So I think even the Nickelodeon thing is tied in. I think it's
all tied in. I
It's all-
totally agree.
it's all tied in.
Hollywood is evil. There are
Absolutely.
evil people running Hollywood.
Absolutely. This is what I
And
What I-
clearly the music industry.
that's what I believe.
I mean, come on. We've seen it. Britney Spears, like,
It
You
just
know,
goes on and on and on.
yeah, it's
So someone had a post that I have on the screen, and so the logo for Nickelodeon
looks like Epstein
is
Island.
very reminiscent of the shape of Epstein Island. Now, also,
Is weird. I mean, I don't think that's purposeful because, I mean,
to go further,
Nickelodeon's been around for a really long time before we even knew about Epstein
It
Island.
doesn't mean it wasn't happening.
doesn't mean it
Doesn't
wasn't
mean it
happening.
Doesn't mean it wasn't behind it.
Doesn't mean it was behind it. Now, another thing to go even further down the rabbit hole is when you translate Nickelodeon
Oh my God, she did a fucking deep dive.
to Latin, there's 3 renditions. I don't know God. I eat nothing from God. I don't care about God.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
Crazy. So when you go even further, I was talking about Hoover. All right. There is this place, and it is called Bohemian Grove. It
Sounds like a
is.
Place.
It is.
I have a feeling it's not.
Not,
gonna be
I don't
well.
think so.
It was established in 1872. It is south of San Francisco, and it is
Oh.
in the Redwood Forest.
There.
It is 2,700 acres, and men only have been going to this summer retreat. Presidents, heads of state, heads of corporation have been going to this camp forever. Now, there was just a boxer, Ryan something. He says
Okay.
he was taken there, and now everybody's calling him crazy with all the stuff that he's been saying. This has been
That's what
around
I was thinking.
for a long, long time.
Been to the Redwood Forest. I was not invited to any camps, though.
No. And you wouldn't be.
Man.
Not a me.
There's no,
And I don't identify as one.
you have to be invited into this.
There's no crashing that.
No.
There's no
I mean,
crashing.
I do like to crash.
Always left out. I'm never the pop.
And there's this
is a-
huge, in this camp is this huge, actually, one of the like summits that they had there was when they came up with the atom bomb.
What?
Yes.
In the Redwood Forest?
Yes.
But wait. Back up.
Yep.
I mean, was Oppenheimer in the Redwood Forest?
They said,
I mean, didn't Oppenheimer?
I know Bravo. I don't know American history. I
Okay.
was not a good student.
anybody can take the further deep dive.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you went deep enough.
I went
Yeah.
even up. So there is a huge statue.
What is that of?
It's this
Like a
big
gargoyle.
owl It's huge. Okay.
Well, all right.
Now,
Oh, and
The one on the right.
and
The one on the right. Oh.
the one on the right, but the one in the middle looks like an owl.
But what's the
Right.
one on the right? I think
It's a
the
gargoyle.
one on the right,
What's the one on the right?
the one on the right is an ancient god called Mala. And that's what people say that this statue at this camp
Is of.
is of. And now Moloch is,
Tell me what Moloch is, because there's a Ween song about a Moloch, and Eric loves Ween.
there is, a Moloch was an ancient god that was for the sacrifice of children.
Okay. Did you see anything in your deep diving about Wink?
Wink.
Wink.
No, that I did not see.
The mollusk. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ween does not
No,
speak
That's
of the
totally
mollusk.
different.
Thank
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Because Ween is very fun.
Yeah.
Not
So,
dark.
like I said,
God.
I think this is something that goes back long
Well,
time.
It's clearly generational. It's clearly listen, if Puff, again, I'm not defending him, but if this is how he made it in the music industry, this is what he knows. This is what he's going to do. I'm not defending him. That motherfucker deserves to rot in jail.
Yes.
And here's the other thing. I watch it like I'm getting paid for it. Anything about Biggie's death and Tupac's death. If all this shit about Puff is true, he must have had something to do with fucking Tupac. And I never wanted to believe it. I always thought it was Suge Knight. I always thought it was Suge.
Wait, did you hear Suge Knight has a podcast from jail?
From jail.
Oh, this guy fucking listening to that.
We do.
Yes.
No lie, I'm about to listen. Because this is like mind blowing. Like I always thought it was Suge. He was the devil. He set up Tupac, and then that started the whole fucking thing.
He said
this is gonna fuck all that up.
Suge said to P. Diddy, you need to come clean. Suge's got all the receipts. I'm sure Suge has them because he said
50 Cent's got a lot to say about it.
Oh, 50 Cent does have a lot to say, and I like 50 Cent.
I love 50 Cent.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. So it was very, very interesting to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because it is a hole.
It's definitely a hole.
Definitely a hole.
But that's what I'm saying. If this is, this is what's been happening, this is what you know.
Yeah, there's plenty we don't know.
Oh, there's plenty that, yeah.
Somebody go talk to Elaine Maxwell. Is that her name?
Is she even still
alive?
No, she's in jail.
I know.
That's what he has been, P. Diddy has been correlated as her.
As her.
That's why I'm saying he's a procurer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she was just a pawn in the whole thing, too.
Now, also, I saw things where I believe that P. Diddy's house is not that far from a home that was owned by Hefner, which had underground tunnels.
For sure.
Yeah.
So people are
that does not surprise me.
So
the
people
owner
are
of a very
speculating.
prominent surf shop in Point Pleasant, who lives on, in Point, he's got tunnels.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing in LA, I'm sure.
But the fact of the matter is that it's supposed that they're hooked up to Diddy's. Now, did you also see
Hef's is hooked up to Diddy's?
The tunnels go that far?
That's what's been said. So I also saw some young men who were leaving, pulling out next to Diddy's house in Miami, and stopped speaking to a reporter. And the young kid said, yeah, they need to stop bringing all these underage girls over here. Hopefully that's what this is all about. I see buses out here 3 o'clock in the morning full of girls. He goes, my basketball goes over on his property. He goes, I don't even go and ask for it.
Shit.
He looked to be maybe in his young. Now look, some young 20-year-old would want to get on some action.
Well,
So-
yeah, but not with some
But
underage girls.
it must not be. He must see enough that he's
Yeah.
like, I'm not. Because that's what I'm saying. For some 20-year-old
Right.
to not want
To be like, I'm not fucking with that.
to hang,
Right.
he must have seen, heard, whatever. So it's
So
Very
the Cassie thing's resolved. It's settled. Boom. We're done.
30
But
million.
now there's other pending.
Yeah, but that's not even the issue now because now Homeland Security is involved. And Homeland Security specifically said, listen, we're not after him. They're just going to get the information that they need to get to where they need to get to.
Higher up.
He's not their target. He's not their target. And that's the scary part.
That is the scary part. Because
Right.
if you don't hold him accountable, then
Well,
what?
but the fact that he's not the target means that it is so much bigger.
Right.
and this is what happens. So first of all, you can't go in and raid somebody's house without huge probable cause.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You have to be able, that you just can't do it. So they had to have a lot of evidence, be it circumstantial, to even get that kind of manpower and be able to raid. Second point is, are they raiding to get evidence, or are they raiding
To destroy it.
destroy evidence?
And that,
Well, that's
Because what happens
it's
is,
always the thing. Listen, there's
what if,
let's face it,
Right.
there's good FBI, there's bad FBI.
like, there's
You-
probably some guy in Homeland Security who Went to Puff
is on
Daddy
the
party.
payroll. He's
Exactly.
on the payroll.
Right.
Went to a Puff Daddy party.
Right.
And he can't get screwed because
That's why they
everybody will
who
know.
killed Tupac and who killed Biggie, because they were all getting paid.
Yeah. It's not
So
good. It's not good.
Good.
It's not good.
So you have that going on. You have girls getting punched in the face in the city in New York for no reason.
Joe just told me that because
You got
something to him. I was like,
tell
what?
Lori that Bethany Frankel, it happened to her.
Yeah, she said a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah, but she didn't know that it was a thing, and she was embarrassed to talk about it. And then
Right.
one girl was on there talking about it. You know, she was doing the TikTok. I said to Lori, the one girl that was doing the TikTok, that blonde girl, when I first saw her, it looked like Emily, William's ex-girlfriend.
Oh, really?
Did you see it? Seriously, I mean, I know it's not her, but that's what I
Would have
first.
heard by now.
Well, yeah. But when I saw her, I was like, oh my God, like who's doing this? And then Bethany commented on her post, and then she came out and she did her own thing. Like, listen, this happened to me. I didn't know it was a thing. I was.
What girls are like walking in the city on their phone?
You're not even on your phone. Just someone unsolicited punches you in the face.
Just
for
comes
no
up to you and
reason.
punches you in the face.
For no reason. Just like the shit that's going on in the subway. Like, just people are being killed on the subway commuting to work or going home for no reason.
I'm not a city girl. I've never been a city girl. I'm so
The city.
I know, but
I've never been. Listen, I'm not that person who's afraid, but I don't know that I would get on the subway right now. I would not get on the subway. But now it sounds like you can't even walk down the street.
right,
These people just walking down the street.
right.
So between all that and then a cargo ship taking out a huge bridge, I got one thing to say. Y'all better get right with Jesus.
No shit.
Y'all better get right.
Just like the girl on the Mac counter line during COVID.
What girl in the Mac counter line?
Better get right.
During the shutdown, during the quarantine,
Someone's in the Mac counter.
I went to the mall when it finally opened. I was online at the Mac counter in Macy's, and everybody, at that time, there were very limited numbers of people around, but we were all talking to each other because it was like, you fucking believe what's going
We're back
on?
in civilization.
Yeah.
We got to talk to who we got.
And this woman on the line at the Mac counter was like, y'all better get right with Jesus. And
That's
I turned
exactly
around,
it.
it's like, I got you, girl.
Exactly
But
it.
sure.
For sure.
Yep.
But this whole thing that my theory about people in Hollywood, this has been brewing for me for months.
For sure.
For months I've been seeing and hearing different things, and I was like,
Shit's going to go down. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, young men trying to get into, or young women trying to get into the music business because they're talented. Pink's been saying this shit for years, though. Like, they told her she was too fat. They told her she needed to be more like Britney and Christina. Like, and that's nothing compared to what this shit is alleging. But I'm sure there's people out there we know, prominent actresses, actors. I'm sure they did what they had to do to get where they are.
It's sad.
It is
really
Sad.
sad.
Because if you're talented, you're talented. But
There's all these gatekeepers out there.
that's right.
It's all about power.
Yep.
And
It is.
it's all about power and how you maintain that power. And when you're, like I said, I just think that there's just a lot of very evil people.
Yeah. So our quote for the night is, you better get right with Jesus.
You better get right.
That's
with
it.
Jesus.
That's it. I'm here for it.
This Love Records label,
I mean, I've never seen that before. What is that on?
it's a record label that he has.
That's what that, that Rodney,
Oh, he's a part of
Lil
that.
Rod Jones, that's what he was, that's where all those promises came from Puff.
I've never seen that label before.
Me
That's
neither.
so weird.
It's fucking
It's nasty.
ridiculous.
That's what it is. It's nasty.
It is nasty.
Mhm.
It is nasty.
Mhm.
And you know what? If you go down that rabbit hole, you'll see so many more things. And it's sad.
Yeah, I didn't even know the Michael Jackson component. I don't like the world we're living in right now, lady.
Nope.
That's why
me.
you all
Better get right with Jesus.
better get right with Jesus.
If we say nothing and you learn nothing tonight,
Yeah.
you better get right with Jesus.
There's so much evil. So whatever your faith is, whatever you believe, embrace it.
And be kind. Just be kind to people.
That's all it is about.
Be kind.
I preach it every week. I tell you guys.
Thank
You
you
don't
for
gotta be
listening.
everybody. You don't have to be best friends with everybody. Just be nice to
Just
everybody.
be kind. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening and watching We Wine Whenever. Until next time, I'm Wendy.
I'm Lori.
I'm Kelly.